this speech. I'm not used to talking about myself. Not used to talking to, well, relative strangers about myself. So yeah, I was thinking about labels, and we all have them, don't we? And so some of mine, I'm a mum. I've got twins that are 13 years old, and that was from IVF. We struggled to have them naturally, so we went for IVF. I'm married to my husband Neil. I'm also a stepmom. My husband had a child when I met him. She was only 4 at the time. She was so cute. And now she's living with her boyfriend. She's 26. Yeah, just turned 26 now, so that's quite big. I'm also a sister. I've got 4 siblings. Well, they're all half siblings because my mum was married when she met my dad, and she had 3 boys when she met my dad. And then my dad went on and married someone else, so I'm a stepmom myself and a half sister. So quite a complicated family, really. What was I doing with that? I grew up in Redditch, near Birmingham, so you can't tell. I used to have a Brummie accent. I used to think, oh, and I moved to Portsmouth with my now husband, and they kind of kicked it out of me down there. They corrected everything that I said, so when I say grass, they would change it to grass. So I was kind of in the middle, but it comes back when I speak to my dad. My dad grew up in London, so he kept his accent for a long time, but when now when I speak to him, it comes back, the whole Brummie accent, and they all speak very Brummie in Redditch. Whereas my mum was from Sussex, so she had a posh accent really, so she didn't like it when I kept saying grass. And but my favourite Brummie word is buzz. You go on buzz. So yeah, I'm mum, stepmum, daughter, sister. I'm a programmer by trade. I used to say it a lot because I was trying to get away from the girly side of things. You know, back in the day, it wasn't really something for girls to do tech and programming. And now I have my own business as a tutor, so I tutor children in coding. So I've come back into programming really. So when I had my twins, I couldn't go back into full-time programming. I used to work for libraries in Swindon. Used to love doing that. I worked with children and did story times to lots of people. That's a bit different. Children are an easier audience than adults. Doing the head, shoulders, knees and toes is much more fun. You want to sing along? And I've got a few nicknames. I'm Jan and Janice. My husband sometimes calls me Naj, which is just Jan backwards. I'm not quite sure why. Some of my friends call me Jammy Jan because it seems that no matter how far I go, I get really stuck in somewhere, and then it all just seems to work out in the end. I'm fairly easygoing in that sense, I guess. I wanted to say about school and how we have labels at school as well. And the labels I had at school were slow at art, or they were to get there in the end. Perhaps I will get there in the end of the speech. I was also bullied at school. There was a particular label that they used to call me. Somehow managed to get over that. What was I going to say? but I found that school didn't prepare me that well for life. It doesn't give you the skills to be speaking in front of a group of people. It doesn't give you financial skills. It's a struggle, and the reason I came up with speaking about labels in the first place is I have a lovely time with my daughter. She's going through this stage at the moment talking about labels, and she identifies herself as a girl, a bisexual girl, and that we have all these discussions, because my husband's a bit of a dinosaur really with labels, and there's all these different labels now. There's trans and there's binary, non-binary, and all these things, and we keep having these discussions with my daughter Abby about how it all works. We had one this evening actually. It's quite fun. So part of my business as a tutor is about getting over those labels, and part of me being here is to get out of my own labels that I've struggled with. So being bullied, and I used to go to church, and the Christian church was all about, for me, that's what I took about it, was everybody else is more important, so everybody else's opinion is more important, and I used that to beat myself up all the time. I felt guilty about everything that I would say. Did I offend somebody, in joke, or whatever I said? Did I say the wrong thing? Did I say the wrong thing tonight? Maybe I did. So yes, part of me being here is to learn to be able to speak to adults more than children, and to come out of those labels that I've attached to myself. Julie helps with that quite a lot. I think that's all I wanted to say. Yeah, and that I want to help teens feel the same way. So with my daughter, my son is struggling as well at the moment. He's not at school, so helping him to be himself as well. And it's part of me being here is to show him that he can do it, and to show Abby that she can continue to speak up. She's a good advocate for lots of different people, so I want to be that for her. So all your feedback and help would be useful. Thank you.